everybody, and welcome to our overly bright Twitch chat. Now you have your toes in our somewhat tepid waters. I guess we better introduce ourselves. Welcome to our overly bright Twitch chat. Right, I'm totally remembered to mute the chat this time. We're Bloodthirsty Puppets. I am Blood Puppet, and I will love you and leave you like a cheap prom date. Couple of rules for chat before we kick off. Please don't be at all about someone's race, don't be at all about someone's gender, and most importantly, don't be at all. Tonight we are doing D&D 5e, and we are in the wonderful world of Kaelstos, written by our wonderful Arch. And on that note, I'm going to hand everything over to him.
Hooray! Hello everybody! I am Arch. I am the DM for this wonderful game. We're on episode 6. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And yes, I have a wonderful hat. And yes, it has feathers. And it also fits today's episode because, in case you didn't guess, it's going to be a little bit nautical. So why don't we go around, who's everybody and who you're playing, and we'll recap a bit and get into the meat and potatoes of the game. So I'm going to go left to right. So, hey, Neil.
Hey. You might want to align my camera.
You've moved again. God
I
damn
didn't
it, man.
move. I'm in a stationary chair. I'm
God
Neil.
damn it, man.
You can't. I play Malik. He's a human druid.
I'm waiting for the fix there. We're good?
It's
Yeah.
fixed. It's
Yeah,
fixed.
All right, camera fix is
I
good.
saw
We're
it slide
good.
over.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, next up. How about blonde lady?
Oh, that's me. Hi, I'm Casey. I have the same hat as Arch, but it won't fit over my headphones, so.
Disappointed.
But I do have a fancy D20 wand. Gain, the Bard, and that's it, I guess.
Okay. And Xenosaga.
Yeah, I'm Onyx, and I play a human ranger named Leon.
Okay, and last but not least, our host.
I'm Bloods. I'm playing Kalare, who is a human monk.
So, quick recap of what happened last time. You guys made your way from Namai with the intent to go to Cress, continent of Peline, with the intent of finding out what happened to Luca, the druid that Malik was searching for, who is a member part of the Discara Guild. Because apparently he had gone missing or hadn't reported in while doing a mission. So you had hit the road, making your way towards Marheim first, since that's the closest town on your route to the south. And during one of the nights that you were camping a big campgrounds, that was basically just a large patch of dirt where everybody kind of got together at the end of the night and made camp. And you awoke the next morning. All of the murders and everything that were camping were all dead. And you guys decided to try to cover your tracks a bit because you didn't want to be accused, and made your way into Marheim, where you found a tavern, went in, shenanigans with flirting with drunken sailors, and then at the very end, a group of 3 guards, the head guard, declared that nobody was leaving the tavern until you were all searched, because, as he put it, one of you is a murderer. And so we get back in. I will give you all the line again. So you're all sitting at a table. Kalara had just gotten up out of bed, and as you were walking away, the door was slammed open from the tavern, and in walked 3 guards in their typical plate armor. The 2 in the back have large pikes, and the main one that was addressing everybody has a on his back. And holding a scroll of parchment, he announces to the tavern, Nobody is going anywhere until you all have been searched. One among you is a murderer. What do?
I want to gasp. I'm gonna gasp really loudly and dramatically. With like my hand in my like this.
Just make sure, Onyx, are you trying to talk or anything? Because I saw your light up.
I know.
Okay,
I'm not
just
doing
making sure.
much.
Okay. So, the lead guard puts the scroll away and walks up to the shelf, and the whole time he's got his like he's scanning the crowd, looking at everybody, taking them all in. It looks like he's done this sort of thing before, and it almost looked like looking for anybody to challenge him. And he walks right up to the bar where all of these people are currently gathered, trying to get drinks and everything. And he grabs the first person nearest to him, puts a hand on their shoulder, not very gently, and says, "You, Jimmy, I've seen you in this tavern a lot."
Jim!
No,
Oh,
is it Jim?
not Jim.
No, not Jim. Jimmy.
This
Jim's
is
different.
Jimmy. It's different.
Does he also only have one arm?
He has his other arm.
Does he have one arm, but it's the opposite
many
arm? It's the
arms?
opposite single arm of Jim.
I'm not following the reference here.
Jim,
This
the one-armed
represents
guard?
Episode 1.
You're
Oh, right, the whole
Our-
one.
Our favourite
That you
NPC.
made?
Yes. He has both arms.
He's not the
Alright.
Jim we're looking for. I'm gonna go and join the rest of the group, so I assume going up to bed is gonna be a bad idea, so I'm just gonna go sit down at the table again.
Right, so he puts a hand on the Jimmy's shoulder. He's like, "I've seen you here plenty of times. I know that you're a local. Anybody out of the ordinary come in tonight that I should know about?"
I raised my hand.
And like it seems like the guard captain's making.
Seeing Leon do this, I do the same.
I facepalm.
I didn't murder anybody.
It seems like the guard captain is trying to make a whole big deal of this. Like he's being very loud to the point where he's essentially making sure everybody hears this. The Jimmy seeing Leon raise his hand up, just kind of like looks back and forth, and then the guard captain turns, looks at the group of you, and gives like a quick pat on the shoulder to Jimmy and says, "Good work."
I'm proud of Jimmy. You did
Good
a
job,
job.
Jimmy.
Good man.
The
Good
guard
man.
captain walks over to your table specifically and does that whole thing where he like leans on both of his arms, leaning kind of over you guys. He's like, "Not seen you lot here before.
We just got to town today. We're with the
What's your
Discard Guild.
purpose?"
We're with the Discard Guild. We have an assignment in Pauline.
"I don't give a fuck if you're with the king himself. What's your purpose?"
We have an assignment in Pauline, and we decided to stop here for the night.
"Keep talking."
What would you like to
I'll-
know?
That's it. That's all we've got. We're from the Discard Guild. We're on our way somewhere else, and we decided to stop here tonight because it was easier than sleeping outside.
"What are your names? Where are you from? Why is it that you stopped in this inn? Where were you traveling? Where were you last night?"
Would you find it easier if you were to take my chair if we're having this long conversation? So she's going to get up and push the chair underneath him so he can sit down. Just stands to one side of the group.
He very aggressively kicks the chair out of the way, and the chair actually hits a wall and shatters to pieces. And he looks at you specifically and says, "If you come near me one more time, I'm gonna lock you up for the night, regardless of why you're here. Now answer my fucking questions."
Certainly. Would you prefer it in word or in song?
He looks at you very dumbfounded.
She points to the guitar on her back.
She is quite an accomplished musician.
Like, he just looks at you with incredulity. He's like, are you fucking stupid?
No, I'm just having a good time.
Having a good time. I
apologize for my companions. If you could ask one question at a time, it might be easier for us.
Yes.
Thank you.
He said.
He looks at Leon and he's like, thank you. Finally, somebody with some fucking respect for authority around here. And there, you can hear, like, very muttered grumbles from a few of the sailors. It seems like this guy's probably not very well liked.
I can't imagine.
Really?
Now then, what's your name?
My name is Leon Arcadan.
And I ask again, knowing what I'm asking, what is your purpose here?
We have no further purpose beyond spending the night here on our travels towards Paline.
And where is it that you were last night?
On the road from Namai.
Is that so? And
Yes.
that goes for the rest of you here? You were all traveling together, I understand it then?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's about all I need to know. And he stands up, turns away, and looks at his men and goes, lock them all up for murder. And he starts walking away, and his two
How
men
many of
start
them are
approaching
there?
you guys.
Oh, okay.
There are the 3 guards in total. The captain of the guard starts walking away as the 2 guys with the pikes come over to you guys, leveling the pikes at you. As this is happening, though, you can visibly see the human that Morgaine was flirting with. It looks like they're very hurriedly whispering to the captain that I had described when you guys were first entering the tavern.
Mm-hmm.
And just to give a bit of a detail again on this captain. So, humanoid, very broad shoulders, wearing what appears to be like a red trench coat with gold trimming. Seems to be very finely adorned. It looks like he has a very fine, ornate rapier, but it looks like it's actually seen a lot of use. He's got long, kind of disheveled, most likely from being on the sea for a long time, so salt air and all that kind of fucks with your hair. And he's got a nice, big, thick mustache, along with a little bit of a goatee going. And he's turned towards the door, watching the exchange you guys have, and the human and the gnome seem to be hurriedly whispering to him. Now, as these guards begin approaching you with their pikes leveled at you, ready to arrest you and throw you into jail, the captain stands up and puts a hand up and goes, "Come now. Now, Captain Martin, come on. We're all just trying to have a good time here. You know that this isn't going to go over well if you truly try to arrest these travelers. You know what happened the last time. Don't make a scene of this." And as he's talking, he's walking towards the group of you. His hand's still up. And it looks like he's trying to, like, just calm the situation down. He gives you guys, like, a look, like that, like, shut up, let me do the talking type look. And he walks up between the 2 guards with the pikes, and, like, they're still leveling at you. And he just walks up with both of the pikes, lifts them up, and goes, "That's really not necessary. You heard what they said. They were on the road. They're traveling. They're new in town. There's no need for this sort of hazing. Don't you have better things to do? Ruffians go catch, or whatever it is that you guards do in this town. Honestly, I question it, but why don't you get out of here?" The 2 guards with the pikes are they look at each other confused, and they look back to their captain, who you now identify. And Captain Martin has stopped and turned around, looking at this ship captain. And he's got this very angry look, like that really deep hatred squint. And he walks up till he's like right in the captain's face. Ship captain. Is in a very hushed tone that only you guys can really pick out since you're like right there. And you hear him saying, "Don't think that just be hunter, or sorry, pirate hunter, that I won't lock your ass up too." And you hear the ship captain reply, "I would love to see you try. I'm sure the city council would be just so excited to hear about why you locked up their best employee." And they seem to have this like almost battle of wills where it looks like there's a spark between their eyes as they glare at each other. And in a tense moment, the guard captain walks away with a humph and just makes a hand gesture. The two guards with the pikes pick up their weapons and they walk out. As soon as the door shuts behind them, the rowdy and boisterous, all the people drinking, you can feel that audible sense of relief, like the big sigh in the room as everyone is untensing from that moment. And the captain, the ship captain goes and leans forward and just says, "Can I borrow one of these chairs? Thank you." And then just takes the chair without even waiting for a response, pulls it over to your table, and sits down. And he goes, "I don't believe we've had the pleasure. My name is Captain Arving."
Could you spell that for me?
Arving.
Arving?
Uh-huh, Arving.
Okay.
Now, you folks be.
My name is Leon, and thank you for the help.
Yeah, well, that guard captain's got to stick up his ass 24/7, if you ask me.
Yeah, I can tell. I'm Morgane. Nice to meet you. And she like sticks out her hand to shake his hand.
It's a pleasure to meet you, my lady.
Thank you.
I'm Callery. And I'm just gonna circle and walk round, so I'm standing behind Malik.
And
Pleasure to
I
meet you
am
as well, my lady.
And I am Malik, and I give him a nod.
He gives you a nod in return. Now, understand a few things. The only reason why I stepped in there is because it seems that you've made an impression on two of my crew. Now, a very confusing one, I will add, from what I've been told. But enough that you have garnered my attention. So let me ask in a more politer way than Captain Martin has. What is it that you're doing in Marheim specifically? Are you planning the following day?
Yeah, we're headed down to Cress for a job for our guild, and we decided to walk and Marheim so that we wouldn't have to sleep outside overnight. Just figured we'd stay in the inn and then head out towards Pearlshaw tomorrow.
Headed to Cress, you say?
Yeah.
I see. Now, I assume that you are not merchants, then? Nor
No.
traders?
One could probably call us adventurers.
Indeed, I would assume so based on the badges that you wear. It's not very often that we get members from your guilds in Marheim, I must be honest. Typically, usually are better equipped for travel.
We might be a little new.
I see. And tell me, what is it exactly that you are planning on doing when you get to Cress? I'm curious.
I look at Malik.
We're looking for another guild member.
Ah, lost friend. I understand. I understand. Many a friend I have lost to the sea as well. I understand. Searching for those who not be easily found. And he kind of gets like a glazed look for a second. I digress. And that the four of you are capable of fighting.
We are.
Yeah.
We killed a rabbit once.
I killed a snake person with fire.
Okay. I have an offer for you then. And hear me out.
Since you're so well qualified, we killed a rabbit.
We killed a rabbit and a snake person. You're hired!
Now, understand that I am making this offer partially based on, call it a hunch, but also because the impact that you've made on my crew members makes me think that you might do them a little bit of a morale boost once in a while, and strange folk like you, I think, might be just what they need. Now, what I offer you is I can sail you to Crest directly. No stops, no issues traveling on the road. Be there much quicker than if you took the road. What I ask for in return is, as you may have heard, that my ship are pirate hunters. That is what we are hired to do. That is all we do. If you take this job, or if you take this deal, as it were, we'll sail you to Cress. But along the way, we need to make the occasional stop. By stop, I mean chase. My name is well known among the pirating community, and generally when they see my sails, they have a tendency to try to run away.
Mm.
Now, I have other reasons for bringing you along, but I will keep those to myself as they are of no consequence. But
You don't know
my
if I would
offer
agree
is
with
less than.
that.
I beg your pardon?
I mean, if your reasons have to do with us, then they're not really of no consequence to us, are they?
They're merely curiosities that I have, but I do not wish to voice them simply because, well, every man is entitled to his own secrets, I would say.
Can
I
ask
I
guess
do
that's
not
true.
pry any further into yours, and I ask that you do not pry into mine.
if you are more than welcome to ask. If we don't wish to answer, then we won't.
And just the same.
So what
Just
are
to
your
be clear.
curiosities?
One more thing before we start getting into this. Just to be clear, if we go with you, we will get to Crest faster than walking, even with the chases included, right? We're not going to go on some grand chase over to Hommel, right?
He like pats a hand on your shoulder, goes, I would never go so far out to sea. No, pirates will not go out that way. They don't stray very far from their haunts.
Okay then.
No, the furthest we would go is maybe a few miles off course typically, but I would not worry about it. That is for me to worry about, and for you to worry about how best to kill the pirates or capture them. If you capture them, we get more money, but I digress. You are getting paid in other ways.
So, to your questions, what are they?
Which questions?
You said you had curiosities. Ask.
Those are things more that I would keep to myself. They're things I find I can best answer myself by observing.
I want to see if he has ulterior motives on us.
Sure. Roll an insight.
Pretty sure he just said that he had ulterior motives on us.
Yeah, but I want to try and figure out whom he might be looking at more. Like, yeah. She's somewhat protective of certain people in the group. 21.
By which you mean Malik.
Pretty
Sure.
much, yeah.
Best you can tell, based on the body language and the way he's been behaving, it seems like he's more just curious about you guys. It doesn't seem like he holds any sense about it, though.
Okay.
So,
His offer
puts any
seems
of us in
genuine.
specific?
What?
She can't tell if it's any of us in particular that he's interested in, or if it's like us
No,
as a
he
group.
seems to be giving equal attention to all of you as he speaks.
Okay.
Then I am not freaked. That seems reasonable. When do we depart?
We could probably depart, depending on how soon you want to leave. We could probably be out of harbor by tomorrow. Latest by maybe noon. Crew might not like it, but I can make it work.
I suppose it's the least that we can do for you helping us.
Yeah. Although I do want to know what murder they're talking about and who actually is the murderer.
I can certainly inquire with some contacts that I have. I am actually curious myself, but I just don't like when the guards bully people.
Oh.
Seems to me that
Yeah.
they've grown fat and lazy.
There are some guards that are like that.
Wasn't much of an investigation.
Yeah, they just kind of came in and they were like, also, why did you raise your hand, Leon?
Because it seemed like
Yeah,
a
what
better
the
idea than letting him. It seemed like a better idea than letting him think we weren't cooperating at all. Didn't realize how horrible of a guard he was.
Didn't really help.
Yes, you do seem like the type that's more willing to cooperate with authority. And I respect that.
I've generally found that it's helpful in the long run. Apparently doesn't work with everyone, though.
Not always, no.
So, what
But
is
it's
the
not like you
name-
killed somebody and carried their corpse through the streets. That would be different.
That would be ridiculous.
What
Who would
is
do that?
the name of your ship? So we can find you in the morrow.
Oh, of course, of course. My ship is called the Sticks of Habakkuk.
Bless you.
Oh my god.
That's an interesting name. How'd you choose that?
Oh, interesting.
To be honest with you, it actually came to me in a dream once.
Oh,
Oh. Sounds like
It's
a very
a,
fascinating dream.
It is. I still don't quite understand it to this day, but there are certain things that I do understand, and that name was one of them.
Mm.
There's something
Problem,
I'm
Neil?
missing. No.
No, don't worry about it.
Like
I
I
think-
missed the part of our campaign.
Arch, I think you broke Onyx.
No, I think Onyx is just waiting for a blue armored man to suddenly show up.
yeah.
So anyways, so the captain gets up from his chair, puts a hand on the table and says, well, I have things that need tending to. I need to make certain arrangements for tomorrow then. Are there any last minute questions before I depart?
None that are actually useful.
I'm not sure I follow what you mean with that.
I have a lot of questions, and I could ask them to you, but I don't think they would be very helpful questions that would help progress our friendship or our business relationship, so I'm just going to keep them to myself.
Right, okay. Well then, it was a pleasure. I will see you on the morrow. Make sure that you are on the ship before noon.
Not a problem.
Please do me a favor and don't get yourselves into any trouble tonight. I
Can't make any
we
promises.
have so much pull before things start getting iffy.
I think the next port of call, so to speak, is to go to bed.
Right. Well then,
That was very...
have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. And he gets up and walks out the front door. And you guys are left alone at your table.
Whew, I'm so glad I was able to stop myself because he asked if there were any more questions, and I was about to start go, what is love? Baby, don't hurt.
Oh god.
How many rooms did you get for us?
I believe I got 2.
Okay.
I think I got 2. I can't remember.
You did. That's why we're all sleeping with each other.
So
Oh no, yes, yeah, that was it. Yeah, I got 2. Everyone's sleeping with
Right.
each other. Yeah.
So boys and girls again.
If
Yes.
that's the way you wish to split, yes.
I don't care.
Okay,
Well,
so you guys are going up to your rooms
I'm
now then, or
going to go to bed now.
I
Whoever
go either
wishes
way.
to take the other bed in the room, I will see you in the morning, and I'm gonna go to bed.
I'll go.
Bed.
I like bed.
Bed is good.
I
Okay.
love bed.
Just say it wasn't you.
right?
But you-
Went to push all and they caught me red-handed.
Nope, stop it. So you guys make your ways up to your rooms. There are 2 rooms that you guys got, so it's gonna be boy with boy and girl with girl. Is there anything in particular to do before the morning comes?
I cast alarm.
Yeah.
Okay, you're casting it in your room, setting, I assume, your allies as non-triggers.
Yeah, I don't care. If my allies sneak into my room, I want to know.
Okay, so you're just setting yourself as the only non-trigger.
And it's mental. Definitely not audible.
Gotcha.
But Monique
Okay,
is in your room.
That basically just means that if Malik leaves the area or enters it again, then it would go off.
Yeah. Or if you guys break into my room, then it'll go off.
Sweet.
Alright, so you do your quick little spell, set the alarm on the room so that if anybody tries to get in or out, then you'll know. And you guys go to sleep. Is anybody actually taking watches, or are you guys just all going to go to sleep same time?
I set my thing up. That's good enough for me.
I don't think we
Yep.
need to take watches. We're in a bar.
Okay.
Or a hotel.
Alright, so you guys actually get probably the best night of sleep you've had in a while. Just with the fact that you guys have been taking watches and actively getting your asses kicked lately. And then kicking asses.
I mean, a rabbit. A singular rabbit.
That one rabbit.
That singular
It
rabbit
almost
almost
killed
fucking
me.
killed your druid.
Almost,
And it almost broke my foot.
almost murdered me.
So I would say, yeah, there was some ass kicking.
Most
So morning comes around, and you all feel highly refreshed, and you also feel slightly stronger. So by the end of this episode, you guys are going to end up being leveled up. Right now, you're not considered leveled up, but
Can we do it in our
Yay.
intermission?
digress. If you want to do it during the intermission, that's fine, sure.
Sweet.
And that's probably a lot of work for me.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, just keep it as you guys are level 2, right? Or level... Yeah, you guys level 2, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys level 2 right now. So leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make it all tie in so that you guys level up at what seems like a fitting time. So, morning comes around, you all feel refreshed and reinvigorated. And as you go downstairs, you can see that the tavern has pretty much emptied out now. You see seem to be just locals that are having breakfast and drinks. All of the sailors and everything seem to all have departed. As you walk out into the town, you see it empty. You're departing. One of the now strangely appearing serving wenches has come out. Has like a platter with some cheeses and some water, all a piece of cheese and some water, as like a breakfast sort of thing. It's a pretty cheap inn, really. And the town seems not so much deserted as just a lot quieter. It seems like looking out into the port, you can already see that are dotting the horizon, departing for their various locations. So what are you guys going to do?
Breakfast and then
you
ship?
Guys? Yeah, breakfast. Do you guys feel stronger
What?
this morning? More capable? I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I think we might have got XP for surviving the horse slaughter.
Or someone may have gained it as a group thing when they slaughtered everyone there.
I don't see how that could work.
We have
Or maybe you have a DM that approves of RP.
What?
that would be ridiculous.
Whoa!
No.
I feel stronger for having flirted with those two guys all night.
Well, you're a bard, that makes sense.
Oh, you all did terrible things and leveled up.
Could have been worse.
Caloray feels stronger
Could have been
for
worse.
accidentally convincing people that we're all sleeping together.
I feel like I can do magical things.
We get XP per NPC we convince that we're all sleeping together.
Oh my god.
I
we
don't
could
know if
hit
that's
level
what I would
20
call it,
tonight.
but okay.
That was beautiful.
So you guys have a quick breakfast. It's really not a whole lot. It seems to just consist of cheese and bread. Wash down some water. And venture out into the morning day. What do? Is there any shopping you guys want to do? Any places you wish to visit?
I don't have
I've
money.
never been to. I don't know this town. I don't care about this town. Let's go to the ship.
Yep.
You guys just want to go to the ship directly?
I wouldn't buy anything. I can wear nothing and hit things with nothing, so I'm good to go.
Boat, 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 boat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything to do here.
I have a grand total of 15 copper pieces to my name.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
I love boat.
So you guys make your way to the docks with a bit of question asking of passerbys, as well as just you eventually find the ship, the Styx of Habakkuk. Now, most of the ships that you've seen up to this point, from whatever section of life that you come from, most of the ships that you've seen have been designed with larger sails to propel them, typically across the sea, and usually a very broad deck meant to large number of crew, all for the sake of speed, as well as a larger storage. The Styx of Habakkuk, however, seems to be in design than what you've seen so far. Now, keep in mind that ships themselves that are seafaring are still relatively new to the world. So experimented with, things are still being invented. Now, this ship seems very different in that it's meant, or I should say, the way it's designed, it looks like it's meant purely for speed. It's got narrow but very elongated design. It seems to be a bit deeper into the water, and it also seems to have very peculiar sails in that instead of riggings that you see on most of the ships, the riggings that are on this one are actually triangular. And there's actually several of them lined up. So there will be, there are what appears to be 3 very large ones all lined up, along with what seems like 2 smaller ones closer to the top. There's another set of 2 of them that are up front, and another 3 that are towards the back. The other things that you notice is mounted on the ship, you can see what appears to be a ballista mounted towards the front. You can see towards the back there are mounted crossbows. You can see what looks like tethers of rope next to these crossbows. Best you can guess is the ballista is used for damaging a ship, trying to slow it down by making it touch. And then the 2 crossbows seem that they're designed for either attaching ropes so that perhaps crew can go over, or they could possibly be used for fire arrows to hit a sail. Beyond that, the ship itself seems to be very efficiently run. Being morning, you can see that there are a lot of crew members running to and fro, trying to get the ship in order. You notice that a lot of crew members do appear to be kind of in like a daze. It seems like a lot of them are half asleep. You notice bags under their eyes. They're kind of, some of them seem to be like kind of clutching their heads as they're doing it. Basically, from what you can tell, a lot of these guys still have hangovers. They haven't exactly recovered yet.
Oh, poor boys.
As you approach the ship, there is a gangplank leading from the dock onto the ship itself with several notches of wood so that you don't trip. And as you see the captain standing on the deck, shouting orders to the crew members, and he sees you all approach and just for you guys to come on board.
I'll go up first.
I'll go up eventually.
Eventually. Okay.
I go up.
So eventually, you all go up on the deck. Eventually.
Eventually.
And the captain gives you all a curt bow and says, "Welcome to my ship. Now, who among you has actually sailed before?"
I raise my hand.
I raise my hand.
I don't.
Okay, now let me, I guess, rephrase this then. How many of you have crewed?
I lower
Okay.
my hand.
I lower my hand.
I keep my hand up. She would have done
Have you?
something. She would have. Because she has no goddamn money. She would have to earn passage somehow.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Malik didn't do shit.
So
Rich boys.
he looks you over and goes, "Right then. So, what is it that you have done?" Looking at Kalari. What is it that you know?
I have done watches up at Crow's Nest, and I have helped to rig the sails. And obviously, swabbing the deck.
So not a whole lot. Okay. Right. Well, I can't say I was expecting very much else. Now, for me to best utilize your skills, I find it's probably best that I know what they are. So, what is it that the four of you are capable of, so I know how best to engage?
I can fight things in close quarters. Let me look at my stats.
I'm very charming, and I am a singer.
He gives you a confused look and says, "Are you sure that you're suited for this sort of thing, then?"
She
For
knows
which sort of
magic.
thing? I can. Oh, I do magic also. I can fight. I just don't like. Other than fighting the pirates, I don't know what I'd be good at on your ship. I could sing for morale.
Well, that might actually be useful.
I'm halfway decent at natural and magical medicines.
And you also fight in melee, you said?
Yes.
In what way? I do not see any weapon of particular use on your person.
In kind of primal ways.
Ah, you're a druid.
Yeah.
If you hadn't gotten around to it, I was about to tell him that
He
you
turns
hated
into a
animals.
bear.
He can turn into a fucking
Yeah,
horse.
like
I
he can
see.
be a
Oh,
horse,
you
but-
know.
yeah, exactly. But I don't see how
No,
that's
the horse.
useful on a ship. I feel like being a horse on a ship is
I have other
Why?
things too.
You can,
Can you turn into anything aquatic?
No, I'm afraid not. I don't know if bears
I think-
swim very well or horses. Or, you know, wolves.
seahorses.
no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we can figure something out to make this work.
Hold on, I'm level 3 now. Technically, I don't know if I get that or not.
What about you two?
I'll look later, but he would say.
I am very dexterous. As you can see, I use a bow, and I have some limited magic I can use.
Ah, man of the wilds, ranger. That
And
could be
I'm
a
not a man of the wild. Okay.
You're
Well,
a wild
no.
man, not a man of the wild.
Calm down, boys. You're both wild.
Well, the thing is druids are more in tune with nature, but they're not considered like a man of the wild. Like a ranger is somebody that can survive and thrive in the nature. Druids are more of I nature and I study it sort of thing.
You protect nature.
What?
You protect nature. I use nature.
Right, it's different.
I've got pretty good survival and nature and all of that, so.
But you're
Contest.
not the same class. It's a different theme.
I know. I understand. I understand. I'm being a jerk. You can continue.
You are being. I mean, you stop.
You're being a jerk. Captain's mean.
Okay. An archer such as yourself, I could definitely use. In fact, I could think of a couple uses.
I'm helpful.
We'll talk strategy later. And what about you?
I have temple training. I fight in melee with my blades, my scythes, and I'm pretty good at spotting small details. I also feel I have some sort of sneaky magic, but I haven't fully explored them just yet.
Just a hunch.
Just a hunch. I think I can do pass without a trace, darkness, and silence.
Everyone just like vaguely allude to the level 3 stuff that we don't know about yet.
Uh-huh.
I feel like there's an animal out there calling to me.
That's strange. Why would you think that?
I don't know, it's weird. I feel like if I had 50 gold, I could do something, but I don't, so whatever.
So, to make sure I have this straight then, so we've got a bard,
Hi.
a druid, a ranger, and some sort of roguish character, I assume.
I am a monk. Well, yes. I'm a
A monk. Okay. That was my second guess. You came off as more of the roguish type to me. I apologize.
You would not be far from the truth. I fight best from the shadows.
Most peculiar. Now, how best to use you then? I'll have to think on it. We've got some time before we disembark, and well, it shouldn't be too much of a problem to find a way to make you fit then. In the meantime then, a few rules for my ship. I do not tolerate gambling of any sort. I find it to be distasteful, and I often find that somebody tries to cheat. Will not have it, and I ask that you respect that.
Of course.
Drinking is permitted on your off shift. If you are on the job, then I ask that you do not be drinking. Period. Beyond that, the only real rules I have is do not disobey me should I give you a direct order. Do not disobey an order given from my first, because most likely he is speaking for me.
Who's he? Just so we know who he is, so not to disobey him.
You'll be meeting him shortly. He had a few things to tend to within the city proper, and he'll be back before we depart.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Where would you like us to bunk?
You're going to be staying in the crew's quarters along with the rest of them. It is below deck. It's cramped, I must warn you, but it's better than sleeping on a patch of dirt.
That's important.
It's debatable, but okay.
Well, not to you, wild man, but to me, a person who's not used to sleeping in the dirt.
Right then, I have other things to tend to. In the meantime, for now, what would be the best way to utilize you? I can't even tell. Well, you said that you've served on other ships doing crow's nest work, so I suppose that is where you would best fit.
Of course.
Regards to Kalare. Leon. Now, being an archer, then I assume you've got a sharp eye as well.
Yes, I do.
You also seem to be rather spry. I'm going to have you be more on the detailed aspect of things. You, Kalari, while I expect you to be in the crow's nest looking out for anything of particular importance to call out, Leon, I would like to stay down here on the deck and pay attention to surroundings, not just on the horizon, but below it as well, if you understand. These waters can be dangerous regardless of the depth or sea.
Okay.
Now, as for the other two, let's see. Now, you said that you are a singer and such, so why don't you just pick up a catchy tune? Give me something that will give a good beat. Something to keep the crew motivated and keep them on task.
Oh, I think I got something.
Perfect.
Row,
And as for
row
you-
your boat.
No.
He lives in a pineapple under the sea.
Nope,
No.
don't even. Nope, we're gone. Alright, that's
No.
it. Game's over.
I have something
Now-
better than that. You think so little of me? Child's play.
Now, Malik,
I'm sailing away.
That was actually what was
Oh,
guys, bring it back. Bring
it's
it
a
back.
good song.
Alright.
Now, Malik, you have some nature magic, you said, yes?
Yes.
Can you control the winds?
No.
How about the water?
No.
Hmm. What sort of magic can you do?
I can make berries. Make you feel better when you get hurt.
Your stomach's getting scurvy.
I can make things easier to see and hit. Make people fond of me for short periods of time. I can heat metal to very high temperatures. I can damaging moonlights and heals. I can spray things with poison and hit things real hard with my stick.
Did you say you can bond people?
Who?
You. Did you say you could bond people?
Bond? No.
Huh.
I think he said he can make people fond of him for a short time.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was like, you
Before
can
they
bond
hate
people.
him
That's
for making
really
them fond
weird.
of him.
Yeah, they don't like it when I do that, but
Well, you may be of use then with healing magic that can be of service. Only other thing I could think of beyond that is you said that you can create food.
berries. Just a amount that it's kind of the healing magic thing.
Well, the berries would certainly be useful if you could create those then, because as far as I understand it, magically created food has a tendency to fill a man's stomach better than normal food would be.
Of course, I think that we could get some. How many do you need? How many crew do you have that?
Not including the four of you, 30 men in total.
Ooh, well, that's a lot of berries, but I'll do what I can.
It's actually a very small amount of crew compared to a normal ship, but as you can tell, this ship is meant for speed, not for capacity. Right,
Well, it'll,
you
help
have your
out.
jobs. I need to get to certain tasks. I will leave you to it. And he walks off and starts barking commands at the crew again, who seemed lightly as he was talking with you. And you are left by yourselves on the deck of the ship.
Okay.
Okay. What do?
Well, I'm gonna go walk around the ship and kind of just get a feel for what's normal. That way I can actually tell if anything's out of place.
Sure. Roll me a perception or investigation, whichever you would prefer. Keep in mind they are going to give you different details.
Okay, perception 13.
Okay, so you walk the deck of the ship as the crew are frantically running around trying to get everything in order. Best you can tell, the ship seems primarily run through the use of the wind. However, upon further inspection, you do find that below deck in the crew quarters, small holes that go through, or small slats that go through the walls. And there is what appears to be several crates with long oars. So best you can guess is that the crew would then be used to actually row the ship as opposed to relying on the wind. Further, upon inspecting the ship, you find that there are actually several strands of rope all tied to the main mast. Best you can tell, and from just any nearby crew who aren't ridiculously busy at the moment, it seems that in times of high-speed chases, if there is for a hard turn, then the crew that are on deck will typically be required to immediately stop what they're doing, tie themselves with main mast so as to avoid being thrown overboard should there ever be a hard turn. Beyond that, though, you pick up on all the minor details of the ship itself, so should there anything be really amiss, the chances are that you'll most likely be able to pinpoint it.
Okay.
Now, mind you, span of roughly, let's say, like an hour of just inspecting everything.
Okay.
What would the rest of you like to be doing?
I'm gonna start making berries. And I'll probably find a little bucket and put them somewhere in the center of the ship, and kind of announce to everyone, these berries here will keep you fed for the day if you eat one, but they also might save your ass. So here they are, if you're hungry or need any help comes. And then he kind of awkwardly walks off.
Aww.
Okay, roll a persuasion.
Am I persuading the berries to grow?
No, this is just to see how well you can actually address the crew.
Not very well. Charisma's not my thing.
Oh.
5.
So you give your quick little speech to the crew as they're all running around. It doesn't seem like anybody is particularly stopping to pay attention to what you're saying.
Yeah.
However, like, occasionally you'd be rushing by and they'll like reach into the bucket, pull out a berry, and just pop it in their mouth. At one point, you actually see one crew member that's a little bit on the heftier side. He actually runs by the bucket on like 3 separate occasions, you notice, grabs a berry and pops it in and keeps rushing away.
Okay, 1 per person, please. Yeah, thanks. I made 20. I made 20 berries and put them in there.
I'm gonna like awkwardly pat Malik on the shoulder, like, you know, like because he's being so like awkward but adorable. So I'm just gonna like kind of give him a cute little pat on the shoulder.
They'll be fine. I don't know if there's anything wrong with eating more than 1 berry, but certainly nothing beneficial. That's it.
All right. What about the rest of you?
I have a song, but I'm waiting.
Okay. Well then, Kalari, what you doing?
I'm gonna go dump the majority of my pack somewhere down in the crew quarters, and then sort of just begin to look around the ship, just make myself familiar with where everything is, and try and like figure out what sort of fighting style people have around them, whether they're kind of like big and burly, hitting them in the head type chaps, or whether they're more like wiry and spiry like my ranger friend.
Sure. So roll me a perception then.
No.
Okay. So you go down to the go down below deck, and you do find that there are 4 hung up against a wall alongside a bunch of these other ones. They do seem a bit newer. They don't seem quite as worn or soiled as some of the others. Most likely, from what you can guess, this is probably where the 4 of you would be staying then. So you just drop off your stuff on one of the hammocks, assumably, and go above deck. You spend the better part of an hour just kind of looking around, trying to pick out any important. Everything's going by in a blur to you. Everybody's rushing about. There seems to be a great us on board, which seems to be distracting to you.
I'm getting information overload, so you can't pick anything out.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just so much going on at once that it's hard to pick any specific details out.
Cool.
You'll see an occasional sailor that might like have a sword or something like that, but you're not really sure like what kind of sword or like if this guy seems like really beefy or more.
Okay, cool.
So you all kind of settle into your roles, I assume. Then, what is it that Morgane is doing?
Morgane she's chilling with Malik as he makes his good berries, and she's strumming the tune to Come Sail Away. She's just waiting for a good chance to, when there's enough people around, she's gonna sing to try to like, I don't know. I wanted to do the song of whatever it is where I give them all back like hit points and stuff.
The Song of Rest.
Song of Rest.
Yeah.
Yes. She's like waiting on it for them, like as if she's waiting to go on for a concert. But she's to sing the actual song, but she's just strumming a little sticks.
Okay.
While she's hanging out.
I agree, Kyle. I agree. Roll me a performance.
Okay.
That's good.
And Kyle, it is.
I'm on a boat.
It's not the first song that's up, but it's in there.
I mean, listen, you're on a boat.
I hope we're on this boat for a long time because I have a lot of boat songs.
That depends entirely on you guys.
Nice.
Get off the boat.
Yeah.
We just leave now.
All right.
Okay, bye. Thanks.
We
Bye.
don't fuck this shit. I'm out.
And then I never sing any boat songs. The end.
Glad to help you.
Okay. So 22 performance. You you take out your guitar and start just strumming a tune. And the crew does seem to be pretty a bit more perked up there as they're doing their work. Definitely seems to be motivating them a lot more than when they were just running around in a panic. So hour goes by as you guys try to acclimate yourselves to your duties, and you shout, "Right, we're gonna be taking off in about another 15 minutes." And he goes on to start shouting out more commands to various crew members who you know, like he calls them out into this, go do that, make sure the riggings are all tied tight. And each of them individually goes, "Aye, Captain," starts doing their job. And you notice that the first mate from last night, the gentleman that was wearing a white billowy shirt, tight black pants and leather boots, strolling through the deck at this point. He just seems to be looking around, keeping an eye on each of the crew members. He'll over time he passes by each of you and just kind of, and for those of you that performed well, or I guess I should say rolled well, he gives you like a curt nod of like good job. In the case of those of you so well, he kind of just does like a slight head shake of disappointment and continues on. You know who you are.
We were just
Best you
looking.
can tell. Best you can tell, this gentleman is the first mate.
Do we recognize him from the
From
bar?
asking. Yeah, you guys recognize him from the bar.
Oh, he's not the sea elf, is he?
So I described-
I'm screwed already.
No. He was talking with the captain last night when you guys were
Okay.
all there. He was sitting at the bar with the captain. White billowy shirt, black pants, the leather boots, bald head, but he's also rocking like a full goatee. Looks like he's trying to mimic the captain in a sense. However, more bushy mustache than him. Seems like this guy can't grow quite his hair quite the same way. And it also seems like he's a bit more judgmental than the captain. Like the captain just kind of commands respect, and the crew seems to react to it. The first mate seems a bit more daring of sorts. Like as you guys have been doing your duties, you've seen he'll stop when someone fucks up something. And, like, he'll full-on rip into them and tell them, like, to do their fucking job properly, etc. and so forth. And then he'll keep walking on. So, after the 15 minutes go by, you feel the ship kind of jerk as it starts to depart from the port. From the docks, and the gangplank is pulled on, and you start sailing off into the big wide blue. And I am gonna ask that we take a 10-minute break there.
Yep, no problem.
I need to use the restroom.
All this talk of water is making you need to pee. Alright, we'll be back in 10 minutes, so ciao. Hello everybody, and welcome back. We are missing a Casey. Damn.
No, God,
there she comes!
Hi.
Launching return of the Casey.
No, you missed it. We already started without you.
Yeah.
Shit.
Okay,
For
yeah,
real?
Dead.
Morgane's
I'm
dead.
so
The
The
sorry.
song did not
I'm
inspire
so
it, it just
sorry.
inspired rage.
I needed to run and get an Advil.
Aw.
This is why we can't have nice things. So anyways, resuming where we were, so the ship was departing from port and sailing out into the ocean. So is there anything in particular that you guys wish to do while departing?
I'm still waiting on my concert.
At no point so far has the crew ever seemed to stop or really paid attention. They've been bolstered by your motivations with the whole guitar thing, but really jamming too.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do something, but Malek wouldn't talk to anybody.
Aww.
You can talk to
I want to
us.
ask.
Yeah, you can
about
talk to me. I'm like right next to you.
who do you guys think our target is?
Pirates.
This has got to be someone big, right? Because they wouldn't just bring any strangers on board unless they needed the help.
I don't know any pirates.
I don't know pirates either. I assume that's part of the reason that we're called here to help. but
I don't
this is gonna
understand.
be
What do
a
you? What do you?
Like, do you think this is like a big shot pirate that they needed
It's-
help with?
Yeah, probably. Maybe even like a pirate king or something.
I don't
No.
think they have kings. I think that's contradictory
Well-
to the whole piracy thing. But
Actually, I've heard the story. I've heard a story of a pirate king.
yeah,
Does it
Mhm.
come in song form?
Well, there was this thing he said, and it does come in song form, in fact. He was,
Calories gonna sit on the floor cross-legged just in front of you.
so this pirate king. Oh my god.
Oh, it's broken already.
I don't even know what you're doing. So go for it.
This king, he used to say, "Oh, better far to live and die under the brave black flag I fly than play a sanctimonious part with a pirate head and a pirate heart." Oh, wait to the cheating world. Pirates all are well to do. I got the mess that up. But I'll be true to the song I sing and live and die.
Hey, hey. They
What?
probably don't take kindly to pirate songs that
What?
are pro-pirate,
I'm having
unless
fun.
you're gonna just throw a spin on it. For like, if you capture the,
Oh,
they might
I
like
got
that.
it. I got it. For I'll live and die a pirate catcher. Right? That's what they are?
Well, yeah,
Is that what this?
that's the people that we're on the ship with, right? Yeah, that's what they are.
Okay. For I am a pirate catcher.
Yeah, they'll like that better.
And it is a glorious. Oh god, no, then I have to rhyme that. Thing to be a pirate catcher. I am the pirate catcher. You are. Huzzah for the pirate catcher. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate catcher. It is. Hurrah for the pirate catcher. Hurrah for the pirate catcher.
Yeah, it's about, yeah.
Better?
Calore's face does not change at all, but inside she's having that go like, oh, that's so cool.
And it works for the next lyric, the chorus too, because it's like, when I sally forth to seek my prey, I help myself in a royal way. No, but I sink a few more ships, it's true, than a well-bred monarch ought to do. But many a king on a first-class throne, if he wants to call his crown his own, manage somehow to get through more dirty work than ever I do, for I am a and it is a glorious thing to be a pirate catcher. I am the pirate catcher. You are. Hurrah for the pirate catcher. And it is a glorious thing to be a pirate catcher. It is. Hurrah for the pirate catcher. Hurrah for the pirate catcher.
Yay. I want to catch my pirates now. I'm inspired to catch pirates.
That's amazing, Casey.
Thank you. I do my best.
I'm
even
looking
if I
this up
sing
on
too loud.
YouTube later.
What, the Pirate King song?
Uh-huh.
Look it up, it's Kevin Kline.
Oh. I don't know who that is.
What? Oh. Just 2 weeks in a row that you guys don't know Kevin Kline songs, and I'm very disappointed in you.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, she's done singing her
All right.
song.
You
So,
start singing pirate songs on a ship for people to kill pirates.
I will
So,
admit that I don't always think things through before I do them.
I feel like you're probably in good company there.
As you guys are kind of just hanging about, the first mate comes over and is like, "What are you doing? You gotta be doing your job."
I was.
Not you, the rest of you.
Oh,
I will go.
dude.
I was bolstering their spirit so that they could do their job better.
I'm just gonna go scuttle up the mast.
I'm gonna pretend to make more berries.
The first mate just kind of shakes his head and walks off. So I'm gonna have each of you do a roll pertaining to your job just to see what happens. So Malik, give me a medicine roll.
Okay. Oh man, that was one of my good ones too. Okay.
Oh, so good. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
Are we inspired at all?
You're inspired for pirate hunting, but medicine does not have anything to do with that.
Aww.
So you kind of just stand about with your bucket of berries, and occasionally you'll have like a crew member come over and be like, "Hey, I got a splinter. It's a pretty bad one." And you'll be like, "Oh, that sucks. Have you tried soaking it in water? A berry." And they're just like, "All right, thanks. I guess that helps." And they'll just kind of walk off. You'll hear them are like, "What the fuck is this guy supposed to be doing? Like, what is? I don't understand. What is happening right now?"
A bucket of berries. That's the extent of my usefulness on the boat.
Morgan, give me your performance roll.
Okay. Give me 2 seconds because my stupid thing is still on editing mode.
Yeah. You start strumming a tune on your guitar and humming, singing, and the crew seems to be into it. They're you notice that quite a few of it, like kind of just like nodding their head to the beat as they're doing their job. It seems like they're really motivated. They're liking it. Occasionally, like one of them will walk by you and just be like, "Wow,
Yeah.
good job."
Come sail away, come sail away.
Now Leon and Kalare, give me your perceptions.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Okay. So Leon, you looking around, you don't particularly notice anything that seems off, both on the ship or beneath it. Fairly calm, and the wind seems to be in your favor. You guys are currently sailing southward. You can see off in the distance, you can see the coast. It's hazy at this point, just because you guys are making a bit more of a direct line south, while also trying to keep shore within view. Now, Kalare, sailing. It's been a couple hours since you guys have departed, and on the horizon, you make out what appears to be another ship. Sails.
With what sail, sorry?
Black sails.
I'm just going to yell this down to the captain. There's a ship. Black sails, captain. That way.
MacLeod just yells, "Booty!" Because he thinks that that's what they're doing.
You're in tune with the pirate thing right now. Booty, yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to
yells
stick in
booty.
with the pirate thing. Yeah.
No, but we're not. Morgaine turns, he goes, "Yeah, like, we're not pirates. We're catching pirates. Didn't you just point that out to me?"
Right. We get their booties and put them in
Well-
jail. Never mind.
So
We're
the
gonna
captain
put
looks
them
at Kalare as
Yeah.
calls down the sighting, and he nods more to himself than anything. Seems like he was expecting this, and he starts at the crew, something along the lines of battle positions, man the guns, that sort of thing. Basically, just immediately the crew starts getting in, people drawing their weapons. A lot of the crew appear to be grabbing bows and quivers of arrows that were in storage. 10 of the crew grab what appear to be a mixture of melee weapons. Primarily, it looks to have swords or some sort of one-handed weapon and a shield. And the other 5 appear to be wielding larger two-handed weapons such as great axes, great sword, things like halberds, pikes, anything of the sort. The rest of them appear to have arrows and quivers, and immediately they start loading up the crossbow, basically just getting into preparation for combat. As you continue to sail forward, you notice the ship getting closer and closer. It seems like your ship is definitely the faster of the two, and based on your estimation, Kalare, it'd be less than an hour before you would overtake them.
Cool. I'm gonna keep shouting out any minor directions or any changes that she spots, just to be as helpful as she can right up till whenever she has to shimmy down the mast to go kick the shit out of people.
Sure. So, you guys bide your time and just wait as the ship gets closer and closer, and eventually the ship is within direct line of sight without any issue. You can see the crew aboard the pirate ship similarly appears to be into battle positions. It seems like they're similarly armed. You do notice that their crew does seem to outnumber yours roughly 2 to 1. Oh, well, that sucks. I guess it looks like Malik's dead.
Oh no.
Malik
Extreme
died.
levels of exhaustion.
Oh, I didn't even click that.
Nope, you're dead. Such exhaustion.
Do I spot any other ships before I climb down? Like, are there any other ships in the vicinity, like off in the distance or anything? Is this definitely the only ship?
It seems to be the only ship that you've spotted.
Okay, that's cool. I didn't want there to be like a surprise there's another ship in the distance, because that would suck. So, I'll just clamber down as soon as they're close enough to be like, proper visual range, and then go join the melee fires.
Yeah, at this point they're in proper visual range, so you scramble down and get into the meat of things with the rest of the crew, who all appear to be like readying themselves with weapons and everything, making sure the ship stays on track. And the captain draws his rapier, holds it aloft, and aims, and shouts, "Forward! To victory!" And the rest of the crew cheers, "To victory!"
To victory! Yay.
Oh, man. DMing is thirsty work. This is an extreme thirst. So, with that, I'm going to ask that everybody rolls a initiative.
Okay.
More so just for my sake, so that we have an order to things.
Oh, I would say, never mind. Two in one night, come on.
Where's our... We don't have...
Just
the
click
dexterity.
dexterity. And
Oh,
then
fair.
you have Jack of all trades, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You add
Okay.
1 to your check.
Right.
There we go.
So deck just... Okay.
Yeah, hit dex,
Yeah, just
and then
to-
you add 1, because you're a bard. Wow.
So
Three.
4, 21,
Three.
and 3.
Alright,
Yeah.
so let's see. So we got Malik. Did
I don't
you?
feel so
Oh yeah,
bad
you
now.
did. 10. Okay, so
I'm-
Leon with the 21. And we got Malik with the 10. Then Kalari and Morgaine. And that's with a 4 and a 3. Okay, and I need to do one last bit of rolling.
Can I check, where are you, Malik? Like, in this whole battle prep bullshit stuff?
I'll probably be close to the, I guess the plank that we're gonna board
Okay.
the other ship with.
Okay.
Be close to the loadings, the people transferring station wood thing.
Okay,
Okay, wherever the fuck you are, I'm gonna be close by, because that does not fill me with inspiration.
Blood, if you've got any sort of combat music, you're probably going to want to do it now.
Yeah, let's get out of light and cheerful. Let's go into battle. Do you want battle or suspense, boss?
Definitely battle. This
Alright.
is straight up.
Let's go failing defense
This
as
is
the
straight up
first one.
combat.
Hey, this is slightly nautical. This is perfect.
Yay. Okay, so, as you all get into your battle positions, the captain calling out orders to the crew to basically prepare yourselves for combat to engage the enemy, is with you, as you guys are actually better prepared for attacking than the pirate crew seems to have been for defending.
That was an accident.
You hit them with your guitar.
Now, basically, what that means is that your ship is getting the first round of combat.
Oh, wicked.
So this is the first time I've run sea combat on here, since we only did this whole game. So basically what's going to happen is we're going to go back and forth from one crew to the next. So I rolled a initiative for the ships specifically. And then turn it is, then we'll go further within to the crew. So since you guys are going first, Leon, it is your go first. You guys are about like 300 feet away from this pirate ship and gaining.
That's a perfect amount.
The captain is calling for archers to knock and fire. However, he is asking for a volley. He's calling for a volley. You can either...
Present.
I'll leave it up to you. You can choose what you want to do. You don't even have to participate in the archery. I'm just mentioning what.
So I can see their ship, right? 300 feet is close enough to see. So
Yes.
do I see like them with cannons or ballistas or anything? Do cannons exist yet?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay.
What is up with us today?
Where did they go? Wow. Good.
Poof, they
No,
disappeared.
you can't actually crit fail, but you can still get pretty shitty. There's a lot going on, chaotic both on your side of your ship and on theirs, so it's a bit hard to tell.
Do I see people on the other ship?
There are people on the other ship, yes. It is not
I
a
wanna-
good ship.
I want to shoot a person.
Okay, are you going to participate in the volley, or are you going to try to single somebody out?
Well, I can't see single people.
Well, I mean, like, you can fire directly into the crowd sort of thing, or you can join the volley.
I'll try to shoot a person.
Plot twist. He can only see married people.
Hello.
Okay, and what is the range on your longbow?
300 feet.
Okay, so
just
it's
for long range.
that's without the disadvantage roll, right?
That's with disadvantage. But on my first turn, I have advantage against things that have not acted yet, so it cancels out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So yeah, go ahead and fire an arrow.
12.
Okay. And let me see here. Sorry for the delay, folks. This is the first time we've done naval combat in a very long time for me personally. Especially because I'm using a different system than I did the last time I did it. Okay. So you draw your longbow, knock an arrow, and just fire into the crew aboard the pirate ship as you draw close. And you may have hit somebody. It's hard to tell from here. But you definitely think you may have impacted on something probably important.
Okay. That's nice.
Okay, so Malik, what are you going to be doing?
Well, I don't have much in terms of range. So how far are we away from the ship?
You're still 300 feet away from the enemy ship. Now, to give you guys an idea here, since I just realized that some of you have not played with me before with naval stuff, the way I do things is you don't necessarily need to directly participate in fighting. I don't get it.
Okay. Naval stuff. Never mind.
Gross.
Just a funny.
Gross, Neil.
I just look for any room. You can keep going.
Okay.
Can we?
Okay, Clara, it's your
I don't know
turn.
if I can go on from
Try your
here.
best. No,
No, I'm
hold
kidding.
on. Fuck you.
That's what happens when you start dicking around like that. Come on.
Explain your naval stuff.
That's what I was doing. Well, you had to turn things fucking sexual. Jesus Christ.
It's a naval. What the fuck?
A belly button.
What the fuck?
I want to know what kind of weird shit you're into, Neil. This is more
Really?
information that I needed about you.
Oh god.
So, the way that I do things with naval combat is that you don't necessarily need to participate directly in combat. So some things that I recommend is use your imagination. So they are like a really strong character. Like if you were playing a barbarian, I would say, well, being that you're a stronger character like that, you could help the ship with steering or turning. Use like a ranged throwing weapon. I mean, the ship has a stock of items. Things of that sort. Basically, you're as limited as your imagination.
But there's no animal handling that can be done aboard the ship.
Do you see like a school of dolphins or piranhas or
No
something?
one's. Have we been like
Alright.
hit by anything yet?
Hold on a second. Hold on. All right, Onyx, I need you to tell me: are there piranhas in the ocean?
No, piranhas are freshwater fish.
All right. I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you, Onyx.
They're in the Amazon.
Maybe there's like a shark or something though.
There are no piranhas in Africa. Don't tell them that. I mean, what? Go ahead, Neil. What do you?
Well, I don't think that I can like tame a shark or anything in the next turn.
No, it doesn't work that way.
So, have we yet? Is there anyone that like is wounded? I would otherwise be looking to kind of bring around and make sure that all of the bow stations and stuff are stocked, all the volleys and stuff. Do they need me to get like more arrows and like things to shoot the other ship with? Or are they good?
Oh yeah, if you
'Cause I
wanted
don't have
to,
anything ranged.
you wanted
have
to
shit
do
that's
like a
ranged.
quick run, grabbing like a bunch of arrows from below deck and running them to the archers. That's
Yeah.
definitely something I would let you do. Sure.
Is there anything flammable on the boat?
Yeah, they have like pitch that they'll put onto the tips of arrows for fire.
Okay, yeah, I'll collect that and bring it up. I'll bring up some of the arrows and such.
Sure,
And
give
I
me
guess I'll start
a
getting some arrows coated in the fire.
give me either an athletics or an acrobatics. Just because with the ship moving at full speed, there's a lot of rocking going back and forth, and basically see how quickly you can do it.
15.
Yeah, you're able to lithely make your way down to below deck, grab a large bundle of arrows, run back up the stairs, and distribute them among the archers who have like little basins in front of their arrows in. So yeah, that's definitely going to help out with the crew in the long run with their bows. Okay, and Kalare.
As the ship is, we have like catapults and ballista and shooty things, right?
You have exactly one ballista mounted at the front of the ship. You have 2 mounted crossbows at the rear of the ship, one on each side.
Okay. As the other ship is coming in, I'm just gonna sort of like stay near the gangplank area because that's probably going to be most useful. I'm gonna like try and check out where the potential weak points on the ship incoming would be, so that I can shout to the ballista and the shooty guys where the best place to hit would be to cause the most damage to their ship.
Sure. Roll me a perception. Yeah, so you go into like your cold calculating combat mode sort of mentality, and analyze the enemy ship where you think the biggest weaknesses might be. The one thing that stands out to you is that this enemy ship has square riggings of the standard ships that you've seen in ports. And you know that these sorts of riggings are very easy to hit with fire arrows.
I'll yell that at the captain, just that he has the choice of what he wants to do with the information, because I daren't order someone else to do anything on the ship.
Okay, so the end of the turn. Morgaine, what are you doing?
I'm gonna do the thing that's from my new 3rd level spell thing. I'm gonna do the it's called the Mantle of Inspiration. And
Okay, give everybody a quick
Okay.
summary here. What that do?
So basically, I can expend to use a bardic inspiration to choose a number of allies that I can see and who can see me. It has to be up to a number of them equal to my charisma modifier, which is 2. But whatever. No, wait, that's not my charisma modifier. What's wrong with me? Okay, anyway.
I was gonna say there is no way you have a charisma modifier too.
No, I'm definitely more than that. I was thinking of my con mod. Because I just had to do... Anyway, I can grant that it grants them temporary hit points equal to 2d6. 2d6 temporary hit points.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're targeting your travel buddies?
Yeah. I have charisma modifier 3 and I have 3 travel friends. So yes, sure, I'm gonna do that so that they can fight better.
Okay, roll 2d6 and that is the temp HP the 3 of you will then get.
Oh, I roll it? Okay. Sure.
That's the way I'm interpreting it.
That works for me. Come on, baby. Mama needs a new pair of, hit points.
Nice.
Wow.
Damn, girl.
Okay, so the rest of you, as you are doing your various tasks, you can hear Morgaine directly inspiring you to greatness, and you feel bolstered by it. You get 11 temporary HP.
Ooh.
Okay, so that is the end of the turn for your ship. Or I should say for you guys. So at the end of the turn, the ship goes into action, and the crew on the ship, the archers, knock their arrows. The captain of Kalare shouts for them to mix in fire arrows with the normal ones. So you observe the archers, about half of them grab arrows that specifically have bits of cloth tied to the end. They dip it into a barrel of pitch. A single crewman runs by with a torch, lighting them all on fire, and a volley of arrows is sent over to the pirate ship. And let me roll. Okay. So you guys watch as this volley of arrows descends towards the pirate ship, and you see about half of the arrows seem to hit their mark. The rest of them either fall short, pad too far, and you notice some of the crew are hit by arrows directly. A few of them fire arrows. You can hear screams as people are dying, as they're injured. One or two of the fire arrows seems to have caught on the sails, but it looks like it's going to take a little bit before they really kick in. And now it is the pirate ship's turn. So the pirate ship, they are aware that they're not going to be able to escape. They actually slow the ship down, and it comes up next to you guys, roughly apart, so there's like a 25-foot gap between you. It's at this point that you notice that the enemy ship actually has something rather peculiar.
Oh no.
Now, all of you have seen things like ballista, catapults, crossbows, things of the sort. This pirate ship seems to have what looks like a long cylindrical tube, 10 feet in length. It appears to be made of some sort of black stone. And at the end of it, you notice there is a rather large hole. From in this hole... No. Wait. I know what you're thinking. Wait. From within this hole, you see what appears to be something glowing, something that seems to have like a pulsating, like reddish hue to it. And you can very clearly hear the pirate ship. You can hear their captain shouting, "Fire!" And you hear this loud boom. And your ship actually rocks sideways. And you can hear one of the crew that was down below shouting that you're taking on water. The stone cylinder on the enemy ship, however, seems to have exploded. You can hear screams from the pirate ship. It seems like shards of this stone object have essentially gone flying out and hit several of the crew that were nearby. So best you can tell, it seems like this was a one-trick shot, and it seems to have backfired on them as well. And that is their turn. So it comes back to you guys. So Leon.
Now that they're close, I might be able to actually see. Do I see any more black tubes of death?
There does not appear to be any more on deck, no.
Okay. Are they close enough that they're no longer using ballista and stuff, or is that still happening?
That's the thing is that your ship was gaining speed on this ship to the point where you guys didn't use your ballista, and the enemy ship does not seem to have fires. Best you can tell, roll me a perception, actually.
Okay.
Think about it. Best you can tell is that whatever that thing was that they just fired that damaged both ships, seems like it had a really long loading time. Reason why they weren't engaging in any long distance combat was that they were just trying to buy time until they were able to fire.
Okay.
So that's why instead of there being any ballista being fired at you guys, it seems like they were just continually trying to run away until they were ready to shoot at you.
Well, in that case, I just saw the captain yell fire, right?
Yes.
Can I try to shoot the captain?
Sure.
Okay. 20 for 5.
Nice.
Ooh.
That will definitely hit. So you draw back and get a bead on the captain, who is currently trying to shout orders and gain some manner of ship. It seems like it's gone into a bit of chaos. There's crew that are screaming. You notice some of them are on fire. Some of them have like shards of this budding from their body. And as he's shouting these commands, you loose the arrow and it hits him in the shoulder. You see him like jerk back as it hits into him. He seems the effort, looks down and snaps the arrow off, and goes back to barking orders at the crew. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Anything else I can do?
Not really. I mean, unless you wanted to just like position yourself somewhere on the ship or whatnot.
In that case, no.
Okay. Okay, Malik.
Question. This barrel of the stuff that is highly flammable?
The pitch, yeah.
Pitch, yeah. What can you describe the actual container?
It's a wooden barrel, and inside of it is the black goopy stuff that they use to set fire to the arrows.
Is this barrel maybe have like the metal bars around it?
The iron rings on it, yeah.
Iron rings, yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially what's holding the wooden barrel together.
How far away is the other ship?
25 feet at this point. They're
Oh, shit.
lined
Okay,
up right
we're
next
good.
to
how many? Okay, we're gonna have to determine like how many actions it's gonna be. So changing into something is gonna be a bonus action.
Right.
Is the pitch like kind of? Would it touch the metal at any point if I were to this transform into a bear and then throw this at the other ship to make a bomb?
More than likely, it probably would. It would spill over if you're going to be throwing it.
Okay, so I don't have to use an extra like action to like stab the barrel or anything.
The only thing is that it would be a full action, so you would have to wait for your turn, or someone else would have to ignite it.
Oh, I'm gonna heat metal the rings on the barrel so they start heating up, and then when you transform, all of your concentration spells like keep going.
Right, but I'm saying
That's a
throwing
bear.
the barrel would be another action.
Okay, yeah, I'll get ready to do that then on my next turn.
So you're going to heat the metal first.
How fast is that gonna?
This is
I
like a
guess,
bad
yeah, I
idea.
guess I'm.
The other thing I should mention is that you, as a druid, are aware of the capabilities you have as a bear.
Yeah.
Throwing a barrel is a bit unwieldy. You don't really have like opposable thumbs to get solid grip on the barrel, so you would have a issue with it.
Could
It's
two of
possible,
us
but
in,
it would be
like,
hard.
Would two of us in human form be able to throw it particularly fast? Or particularly well?
I would say so. Yeah, you'd probably have a better chance with two people doing it.
Or one person could at least like help me grip it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I could totally do that. If you tell me that's what you're gonna do, then I'll assist you. That's what I'll do with my action.
Yeah, I'll call over some help, and I guess I'm trying to find the like because I have to cast the spell before I transform.
Right.
So I'm gonna say what we're gonna do, and then I'm going to hold my action until she's able to get over, and we'll do this on her turn, I guess. That
I'll
work?
basically treat it then as a joint action because Kalare does go right after your turn. So yeah, I'll say it's a joint thing. So you call Kalare. Your plan is, I assume Kalare is okay with it then.
Oh, absolutely. This is the coolest thing. My brother's about to turn into a bear and we're about to lob a bomb. This is gonna be fucking rad.
Sibling bonding.
So you cast heat metal first to heat the iron rings on the barrel.
Yeah. It explodes and we die. Yeah.
No, you're good. And so then you shapeshift into your bear form and prop yourself onto your hind legs and barrel along with Kalare parallel to you, gripping the barrel as well.
Yep.
And one of you give me a strength check with advantage.
The bear.
Got it. Just general,
Okay, then.
general strength.
Strength check as the bear with advantage.
Oh, damn, son.
21, very nice.
21.
Okay. So there's this fierce battle going on between the two ships. You guys are volleying arrows, and then a barrel that's glowing hot with metal, and the two of you manage to fling this barrel over the 25-foot gap between the ships, and it lands with a loud thud on the enemy ship, as splinters and shatters on impact. And the iron rings, now burning hot, fall into this pitch, and immediately, deck of the pirate ship lights on fire. As some of the crew get splashed with this burning pitch. It just causing more chaos than what was already there. There are jumping overboard into the ocean to try to douse themselves. It's just general chaos over there. At this point, it looks like the enemy has very few crew members left. The captain is still standing, trying to gain some semblance of order. It does not seem to be working at this point, though.
Sweet.
Cool. Awesome. High five, free action.
Yep.
Bonus.
Bear 5.
High five.
She looks like
The,
really like unconvinced for a moment, and then
That was
like,
the coolest
my
shit
brother is a
ever.
fucking bear, so yes, I'm gonna give him a high five.
The archers that were using the barrel of pitch, like at first, were like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" And then they look at the result and they're like, "All right, you know what? I respect that. That
Sorry
works."
about your barrel.
All we hear is.
Hey, archers, just trying to light them on fire, you know. More
Worry
game.
about your bitch barrel.
Malik is smarter than your average bear.
Smarter than your average bear.
Yeah,
You're so
actually, I
smarter
know
than me.
exactly what I want to do, and I'm really excited. How far is the ship from us? Did you say
25.
25 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where's the highest concentration of people?
At
that
this point,
other ship.
there is none. It's just general chaos. There are crew members on the enemy ship running all over, essentially either trying to put out fires, trying to put out fires, trying to remove a shard of stone that's embedded in their arm or leg. Very few of them seem to be in combat condition or even gripping weapons at this point.
Yeah, but is there a higher concentration of where they are panicking than others? Like,
I mean, it's just the one main deck, so that general vicinity.
okay. Well, I'm gonna concentrate this on realm where the captain is then, and I'm gonna cast.
Okay, that's a really good spell for a ship battle.
Yep. Good thing I took it.
Okay, hang on one second. Okay. So you do a little strum on your guitar and cast this, make this discordant sound coming from your guitar that travels across ships, and there's this loud boom. And you see large splinters of wood just shoot up into the sky, exploding outward from the center point the impact seems to have hit. Several of the crew members seem to have been caught directly in this and are either or flung off of the ship itself into the sea. The captain, however, seems to have dived out of the way in time to avoid this.
But I centered it on him. How? Oh, he saved, didn't he?
I mean, it's there in combat in the chat, yeah.
Oh right.
So he took some damage. You notice a few wooden splinters seem to be sticking out of the sky. There's now a very large hole in the deck. At this point, there is only a few crew members left, and the captain is not in a very good condition. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay. So the end of the turn. So the rest of the crew on your ship, you see them bringing out a large board the enemy ship now that it seems that they've basically slowed to a near halt. And they lay it across, and you can see several of the crew on your team, sword and shields, advancing across in a uniform line, with the crew with the larger weapons following behind as a kind of shield to defend the higher attack guys. They make their way across to the enemy ship without any resistance at this point, just because most are trying to save their own lives, jumping overboard, or generally screaming in pain or dying. At that point, Blood, if you want to turn off the combat music. I think you guys have slaughtered enough.
Didn't do anything.
No, you guys did a lot.
We are the champions, my friends.
So, your crew goes over and quickly wrangles up any of the remaining pirates, including the captain, who is badly injured but still alive. In total, you've gotten 6 prisoners that are pirates. The 2 have either perished or have chosen their fate at sea. The captain explained this to you guys as they're rounding up the prisoners that to throw themselves overboard like that have basically made their choice. So he doesn't actually bother going back.
Oh, well. What can you do?
Go back.
So, very quickly and organized, it seems like these guys have definitely done this a lot in the past. They gather up the prisoners, bring them back onto, lock them up in a small holding area below deck, and then they proceed to quickly and efficiently repair the hole, or at least patch it up. You guys, as you go below, assumingly guarding these prisoners, or at least escorting them down, you see there's roughly a 5-foot in diameter hole in the side of the ship where black tube was hit. The wood surrounding that shattered hole seems to be glowing with heat. Fired at you was heat-based in that it was explosive, had a high impact, and it looks like there's burning embers in the wood.
Thanks.
Are we taking on water really fast?
You're taking on water. Luckily, it didn't hit that much of the ship that is below sea level. However, because of the waves of the ocean, there is water splashing on the ship, kind of rocks back and forth.
Well, while I'm a giant bear, I'm gonna use my strength to like hold something there. I can't really hold things, can
I? Make a strength check.
Where is my bear stats? Bear stats. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted. 14.
Yeah, so some of the crew have these spare like wooden planks, and they bring some down and use your body to hold them flat against the hole, while several of the crew use nails to try to temporarily patch up the hole. A little bit of water splashing in between the cracks. It seems to have done enough of a patch-up job that you should be able to make it to another port. However, you do notice that a lot of the crew seem to be a bit concerned that they took such severe damage. Saying that you're probably going to be in, that they're going to be in port now for a while doing due to repairs.
What port?
So above deck, you watch as the rest of the crew do a quick sweep up. They go below the pirate ship deck, and they come back out carrying what appears to be a large wooden chest. And they bring that over and put it down in the hold below as well. And cleaned out of the pirate ship any food or water that is salvageable. That's brought over as well. And once that's done, several of the crew bring over another barrel of the pitch, dump the rest of it onto the deck, light it on fire with a torch, and come back over and withdraw the gangplank. Your ship begins to sail away at a much slower pace than what you had before. And behind you, you can see as the pirate ship is burning, it's slowly sinking. The captain comes down to you as the crew are cheering for a job well done, and he walks up to the four of you and he gives you a nod of respect and says, "That was well done. Wasn't sure what to expect, to be honest, from you, but you did your job, and a few of you did it much better than I expected. For that, you have my thanks."
Well, she just
Fair.
Malek
She just
says
pats
you're
Morgan.
welcome.
Morgan pats Malek's muzzle. Like, he's just like petting his nose. And she's like, well, you know, Bard once said, booty, 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 rocking everywhere. And she points at the chest with the hand that's not petting Malek.
We did it.
Amazing.
We got their booty in more than one way.
You can't speak. You're a bear.
I can't. No, that was out of character.
Rawr. Right. All right. I need to get a hold on things. So, crew gets back to manning the ship. The ship is definitely going at a much slower pace now. The captain explains to you that they can't really push it as much as they were before, just because they've taken. They don't want to risk taking on more water. And generally speaking, he's it seems like he's a bit concerned, a little bit distracted.
So, what port are we gonna pull into?
Crest.
Oh, Crest, right. I thought you said we were pulling over earlier. I don't know why that was what I thought you were saying.
Oh no, the crew were saying that they were worried that they were going to have to stop in port for repairs. And indeed, the captain actually says to you, unfortunately, we're going to have to make a small side stop. The damage that we received from that, whatever that was, seems to be a bit more damage than we've ever taken before in a skirmish like this. Gonna have to stop in Pearlshaw on the way down.
In Pearlshaw?
Shouldn't take more than, I would say, maybe 2 days to get the ship repaired. If you wish to disembark while we're there, I understand. But I do think that usefulness in combat may be of aid to us again. And perhaps we can discuss better arrangements now that I'm aware that you're actually useful. Pardon the insult, but I did not know what to expect.
Cucumber, so would it be quicker for us to go from Pearlshaw to Crest on foot when we disembark, or would it still be quicker to go on a ship?
Absolutely, yeah.
It would probably take a little bit less time to go from Pearlshaw to Crest directly on foot. But the captain seems to have an offer for you to stay on board.
I like getting paid.
Are we getting paid though? I thought we were using his boat for transportation and then we were paying him by fighting for him.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
but
what
he has an
he
offer.
just said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he was just implying now that he knows that
yeah.
you guys are actually capable.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn to them and be like, alright guys, group huddle.
Excuse us, please. We have to consider
course.
Just a
our options.
moment.
The captain walks away and just starts giving the crew commands to get the ship back in order and get things moving.
Malik, perhaps you may want to no longer be a bear.
Oh, but he's so fuzzy as a bear. I just wanna hug and cuddle him. She's like she's hugging onto his neck.
He farts.
No.
Wouldn't affect me. I'm all the way up at the front of his body, not the back.
You have to make me do a Constitution saving throw.
No, I'm joking.
To not fart.
I think at the moment
Bear
that makes it a
farts.
character choice. Do you want to fart?
Oh
Don't
well.
be weird.
Yes.
No. No. I can change back.
What do
Are you
farts
changing
sound
back
like?
while Morgane still hugging around your bare neck? Because she's not gonna notice that you're changing.
You'll probably notice. I'm not sure what kind of time we have. He did make it seem like this was a dire situation. The sooner we get there, the better. That's about all I know, though. I can't say
Well-
whether this would hurt us to stay. Certainly, it's more convenient, but
I think we should definitely hear out his offer because money is always a good thing.
And I have none of it.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Really?
Leon is poor because he made bad choices.
What?
Calorie
Wait.
just looks a little bit confused and then just like pulls out her purse and just literally chucks you half the money inside. It's like, this is ridiculous.
Wait, which one of us bought poisoned wine and which one of us bought magic items?
I mean, that's a
Did
point.
buy a magic rock though.
To be fair, I completely forgot what you bought. I'm just assuming it was bad choices.
It was a rock and a
No.
stick.
I have a divination
Right, it
stone
was
and
a
an
rock
and a and a collapsible ladder.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm chucking 14 gold at you, by the way, because that's just
Oh.
stupid and ridiculous, because she doesn't really need gold.
Okay, but what if we left for Cress, and then he picked us up from Cress and took us back to either Namai or Marheim next? That would save us some time in getting back,
Well,
and we would still be able to help him out, and we would still be able to go and get what we need to do done.
I think we should hear what he has to say and then make a decision because I know that it's going to be a little bit longer, but like you said, you don't know if it's dire or not, and stay in
it sounded
Broshaw for a
dire.
little bit and see people,
Well,
be seen by people.
I don't know about you, but every time we talk to Balson, he always seems like he's hiding something, so I'm not completely sure whether or not if we can believe everything he says.
Right.
I would ask your rock, but quite scared of
But if
it.
I did ask my rock, then I would not tell you the answer anyway, so it wouldn't help.
It wouldn't. Yeah, we wouldn't change our course anyways. But
We should, I agree with Morgane, we should at least listen to his offer. If what he's offering is actually a substantial amount of gold or contacts or assistance, we may need this gold to loosen tongues, or we may have contacts that may be able to assist us in finding Luca. We should at least listen to his offer, and if it is if it significantly gives us an advantage, we should take it, and if not a significant advantage, we should make with all haste.
Yeah. You guys are looking for other people too, and Leon, you're looking for something as well that I totally remember what it is.
Curse.
And curse, but there's something you're looking for the curse, right? To break it?
I don't know what it is, but yes.
Anyway, the point being, if we can make a good, deal with the captain, we could probably have a boat that could shuttle us around other than just now. So I think, yeah. Calorie, what she said. Luca. Slamming doors. It's all good.
Yeah. Malik looks a little bit stressed out, but he says,
It'll be fine, Malik.
yeah, that's fair enough, I guess. Any help that we can get in finding him, I mean, we are us. Maybe someone's seeing him. Who knows?
They're saying if this deal doesn't work out now, we can always offer to help him out later on. We should just... Ultimately, it's going to be down to you, Malik. He is someone that you are looking for. It's your mission.
Well, let's see what he's got to say.
Awesome. And then she's just gonna walk towards the captain. We have made a decision. Let's go.
Okay, so you guys are going to go back and talk to the captain?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so the captain is currently dealing with the crew, essentially just ordering them around, going back and forth with the different crew members, trying to keep things organized. The ship is definitely in a bit of disrepair from that big hit that you guys took. Not to mention the crew does it as well. The captain seems to be having a bit of a hard time with morale up. That being said, the captain himself seems to be in a rather high mood. He seems to be very happy. He's doing a bit of a whistle as he's going around, making sure everything's as it should be. As you approach, he just turns and says, the discussion you had was full?
Yes, we wish to discuss what your offer is.
I see. Alright. Well then, that is not a discussion to have currently, just because there's a lot to do. And just the same, there's a lot that I expect of you still to do. We're not done yet. And I would ask that we speak again tonight.
Tonight? Okay.
Yes, we'll speak in my my quarters.
Wow. That seems fair. Where do you need us to help you out now?
Gonna do naval stuff.
Oh my god.
Do
my
what
God.
you were doing before.
Aye, Captain. And I'll go climb the rigging.
The crew's spirit seemed down. I'll play for them.
Sure. Give me your typical rolls. So the 2 perceptions from the 2 watchers, the medicine from the medicine man, and the performance from the performer.
I should probably turn off editing mode. That will help.
That would help. Okay. So going in order. So Morgaine, you go back to playing your music, and it definitely seems to help the crew, the spirits, as you play. Anytime you hear any of the crew talking in hushed whispers, where it seems like they seem kind of play a bit louder, and it'll kind of drown out their conversation, and they'll kind of ease up a bit and just be like, "Well, back to work," so that sort of thing.
No one's allowed to talk while I'm playing.
It's rude.
Rude assholes.
Kalare, you go back up to the crow's nest and take your watch. As you are observing the horizon, you look where we're sailing from, and in the distance you can see the pirate ship on the horizon. At this point, it's very hard to distinguish, but your eyes are really well. And you can see the fire and the smoke rising from it, and you actually notice that there seems to be another explosion before the ship seems to submerge completely.
Cool. I'll take note of that.
Leon, you do your rounds again, keeping watch of the surrounding waters as well as the ship itself. You notice that there seems to be holes where water is being taken in. Most likely it was shrapnel from whatever that device was they fired. And you're able to then plug it up with small bits of wood or things of the sort.
Hey.
And Malik, as you are roaming about the deck, several of the crew you notice have bruises. Several of them seem to have bits of splinters that they've removed. Like you can see like small trickles of blood from where they removed a wooden splinter from the impact of and you're able to just kind of go around, tend to the different crew members, binding any of their wounds with small strips of cloth, clean water, things of the sort, giving berries where needed.
Yeah.
Generally, this time around, it seems like you guys were a lot more helpful.
We redeemed ourselves.
Yay!
You were help.
Eventually, night descends on this wonderful oceanic night.
Oh.
The crew are, at this point, taking shifts of smaller work shifts, so that half of the crew basically can go below deck and rest, while the other half longer shift to maintain the ship on course. And then, from what the crew has explained to you, it's basically then, once the crew that's below deck has gotten their rest, they'll come up and release currently working so that they can get their rest. It's a bit hard on the crew, on their health, but it's what needs to be done in a pirate hunter ship. At least that's what they explained to you. So the captain invites you all into his quarters. It's a pretty small room, maybe no bigger than like a 10-foot by 10-foot room. There's a small desk, bed tucked away in the corner. And he has to like pull in a few small wooden stools. It's very cramped. He seems a little bit embarrassed by it, but and just shrugs it off and to sit on the stools while he sits on the bed. And he says, right, so I'm going to be straightforward with you. What you all did out there today, I did not expect. You did your job, and you did it well. And in the face of a change in strategy, you were able to similarly adapt. And for that, I thank you very much. You have done us a great service. There may have been other complications were you not there to help. Now, that being said, I think that you may be of more use to me. See, that device that they had, that black tube, whatever it was. This isn't the first report that I've had of it, but it's the first time I've encountered it. Now, I suppose it's only appropriate that I give you a bit of background so that you understand where I get my information and how, so that you can understand where I'm coming from. Now, my home port. That is where I am employed. That is where I receive my pay. However, obviously there are pirates in more than just Marheim's waters. And to that extent, I am typically hired by other cities on the shores as well, including places like Severna, Pearlshaw, and Cress all employ me. Not on a typical day-to-day or weekly basis such as Marheim does, but they will employ me when they have needs of it. Now, to that end, I have a fair amount of connections in each of those towns, which is how I typically get my information. If I'm going to be hired to hunt pirates, I like to know my enemy before I pursue them. I had been receiving reports that there were pirates who were hijacking any of the inventory of these ships using strange devices. Yes.
Oh, was that because I was raising my hand?
Yeah.
I just was gonna ask, does Pearlshaw employ you as well?
I said Pearlshaw, yes.
I didn't hear. You said Shale, Breck, Cress, and Marheim.
Before that, I said Severna and Pearlshaw.
And you said Serverna, but you didn't know. I didn't hear you say Pearlshaw. That's why. That's the only reason I asked.
Well, I did say Pearlshaw. Please pay attention. It's very rude.
Could be because you're skipping over some words.
I don't know
audio.
about that.
Please just
it could
continue.
be that. Now, I had been getting reports of pirates hijacking ships from merchants, and that many of them had strange devices equipped. This is the first time I had encountered one, and this is the first time I had seen one employed. And I shudder to think that there are more out there that have devices such as these. Powerful, more destructive than anything that we currently have in our disposal. Now, and the captain kind of puts his hands together and leans back. How to explain this? My ship was designed with speed in mind. But to catch a pirate, you need to catch a pirate. Now, ships that the pirates typically employ are slightly faster than your average merchant ship, but though not by much. Enough that if I had a standard ship like what you would see in port, I would not be able to catch them, and in fact, they would be able to outrun me. Which was why I had this ship designed. It took a lot of money and it took a lot of effort, but Marheim was willing to pay for it. The weapons that we have equipped, though, are about as much as we can have simply because of the fact that any more weight and it will slow us down. What they had, though, appeared to be lightweight, packed a punch, and the only concern was the fact that theirs seemed to backfire. Now, I haven't had any reports saying that that's a common occurrence. I don't know. It could be that that was one happens, or it could be that it is indeed designed with one shot in mind. In which case, it brings up questions of where did they get it? Who is their supplier? Who's the designer? How many of them are there out there? Device fueled? How is it powered? What does it do in detail? And with that in mind, I want to dig a little deeper. Now, I have heard tales of a small island, one that has not been charted yet, that apparently pirates use as their den, as their home. I do not know where it is specifically. All I know is that it lies somewhere between Marheim and Pelene, within that body of water. I would like to hunt for it, and I would like your help in doing so. Particularly because if it is an island and there are more details, then it may be better that I have people capable of fighting on dry land at sea. My crew is meant for fighting at sea. They do not fight on land the same way. It's very different styles, as you may have observed with the pirate ship. And I see the looks on your face as I understand you ask, well, why would I do this? Why should you help me? I will pay you for your time and for your efforts. The chest that we retrieved from that ship. I will give you a cut of it, pending your use to me. The more useful you are to me, the more I will part with. Now, let me explain one thing before you, I'm sure, have questions. The reason why I say that is because that chest is not mine, nor does it. Any goods that are retrieved and recovered from pirate ships, I am supposed to turn in Marheim to the city council to be redistributed to either their rightful owners or the city itself for whatever purposes. I can, in situations, dip into those sorts of funds. That requires me calling in favors. I have to cover things up. I need to cover my ass. Which is why I say, the more you are to me, the more I am willing to part with and take on this sort of aggravation. Now I can see that you have questions, please. And he sits back.
So you mentioned that there is an island of pirates, but you don't know where it is.
Correct.
Why?
I have a general area that I believe it to be in, but that is about it.
So what exactly do you want us to do?
What I would like you to do is assist me in finding this island however you may. Once we find this island, well, it's a bit hard to say. We would have to play it by ear. If the island is chock full of pirates, then I would ask nothing more than perhaps scouting it out for those of you who made things, and he looks at Kalare as he says that. Or perhaps at least charting it where we may be located so that I may report in island. If it is not so heavily guarded, however, I would ask that you go into the island, what information you may about these strange devices, find out information you may about this, whatever it is that you can. Find an opportunity to take some of them out. By all means, I am more than open to thinning the herd.
When do you want this undertaken? You have to understand we have our own priorities for immediately, and we also belong to the Tuscara Guild. As you noticed, we may have to run this past them too.
I would want this done the moment that the ship is repaired in Pearlshaw. I believe that time is of the essence with this. I believe that those things, those strange devices, those weapons that these pirates have, be of a great threat to many, and for that reason I would want them taken care of later.
How long would it take for the ship to be repaired?
At most 2 days. If I can grease a few palms, perhaps 1.
We don't even know where the island is.
And we also still need to finish our business up in Cress.
We do, and that is of most importance to us right now. No offence, I understand your predicament, and it's not a good one, but we don't know where it is. We could be sailing blind for no reason, and we still need to find our friend.
I understand.
There is a pirate captain in your hold. Perhaps we should talk to him. Perhaps we can get the location of the island there, but unless you can wait for us, we must complete our business in Crest first.
Well, the pirates that we have below deck, I will be tending to. You don't need to worry about that part. I will speak with my contacts and see what we may learn from them. And perhaps they can gain something from the pirates. Now, I understand this is a lot, and I imagine that you probably need to make some decisions on this. So I ask that you sleep on it, consider it, and give me your answer by the time that we pull into port.
Of course, that seems fair.
Wonderful. Did you have any other questions for me? If not, then I would ask that you depart so I may rest.
Will we be pulling into port when? In the morning? Or
Most likely by midday.
okay.
I stand up to leave.
I'll follow.
Alright, so you guys walk out of the captain's quarters and he shuts the door behind you. Where are you guys gonna go?
Probably just somewhere where we can talk.
Crow's nest.
I was about to say the crow's nest. Can all four of us fit up there?
Oh,
I mean, as long
there's
as
probably a fifth person up there who's doing their job.
Yeah, let's not interrupt that person.
I mean,
It's the night shift. There's only so long I can do with dark vision. It's like 60 foot, so.
is there any place that we would know would be quieter on the ship where we could just talk? Just the four of us?
There's a few areas where you might be able to just stand around and talk. There might be the occasional crew member that passes by you, though.
That's fine.
You could also go below deck, but you would have to talk in whispers because they are resting.
We can just probably talk up here. It probably won't be a problem. It's not like, you know, we're having a massively secret conversation. We just need to talk, so.
Yeah.
Malik, what
Yeah,
are your
so-
thoughts?
So we would have to further delay helping Luca. I can't really do that.
Hmm.
He is someone that I was looking for. It's important. And if you guys want to do this while I go do Crest, that was originally my mission to begin with that I brought you guys in on. So if you guys want to, and I will go seek out Luca, we could do that, but I've got to go to Crest. I can't do much running around until we, you know, get that situation squared away.
I take Malik's hand. It's like, I'm going where you are. I'm not leaving you. This is important to you,
Aw.
and I'm going to.
Thank you.
I let go of his hand because it's awkward.
We did like accidentally pick two like not good charisma.
I think it's amazing though. I think it's great. Made
Completely not
separately,
planned.
both at shit charisma.
Well, that was expected. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we should split up. So I guess, but I do I do feel like maybe I understand you're looking for this Luca guy and that it's our mission and it's really important that whatever the hell it was that blew up the part of the ship and did all that damage is like really freaking scary. So personally, that should be a priority too. Like, I want to help. I wish that we could like get him to wait. You know, I feel like we should help with that, you know?
Well, we don't have any more jobs after Luca, so maybe we could catch a ride, you know, and find them after we get that taken care of. But
The thing
uh,
is, they don't
my
even know where
priority
this
doesn't
island
change.
is. They have no idea where it is at all. They would be sailing blind, and that's a complete waste of time. They won't be able to get any new information on the sea. I don't see why he would need to leave tomorrow. Or in 2
Ooh.
days'
Wait.
time.
The way I see it is, this is the more accessible problem. We know there's pirates here, and we know that there is something we can do about it. While all we have with our other thing is that however long Luca disappeared ago, he was around Cress. That's it. We don't know if he's still there. We don't know if he's even in trouble. We don't know anything about that.
Yeah, but we don't exactly have the time to wait until that situation is unsolvable.
Did Balson give us like a time limit on this one too, or?
He just said it seemed dire. He hadn't heard from Luca, and that was a huge
Well-
deal. So
That's You know what I wonder if there's any way I can convince the captain that we could to take us to Crest really quick, and then we can go do the pirate thing. Because it does seem like a big priority, but I don't see why the two of them should be incompatible. And
I think the only way to convince him to do that is if us traveling to Crest had something to do with looking for the island.
well, he gets paid by the cities, right?
Only if they hire him.
Well,
Perhaps we could also suggest that in exchange for taking us to Crest now and waiting for us, he needs to wait and find information anyway, that we, at least some of us, forego a portion of the gold. Because he will then
I
not
could
have
do
to
that.
cover his ass. He won't have to do any of that. And it will just be a simple exchange. He has to wait for information anyway, he has to find it. We need to go to Crest, we exchange one for the other.
right.
And if we
I-
come up against a dead end in Cress, then we go with him and use his contacts further along down the line. Won't be
And
any
he
worse
did-
off than we are.
He did say that the island was somewhere between Marheim and Paline, right?
Yeah.
So, if we're already going to Pearlshaw, we might spend a little bit of time there before we leave, trying to find out about the island. And then maybe we can tell him we're going to Breck or something, and stop by Crest while we're there, because Breck is also right along the coast, and they may also have more information about where the pirates are. There's no reason we can't look for information and go to Crest at the same time.
I agree. Should we go talk to him? Well, we'll talk to him in the morning, I guess. Forgot, it's night.
We may not be able to find what we need in Pearlshaw, so that's our reason for going to Crest as well. We can do both.
Right, and Crest is a coast town too. He says he has contacts there too, so maybe there's someone there that also might know some information about where the island is.
Maybe it's on the other side of Paline, but it's still possible.
Yeah. But who's to say?
Malik, do you have any problems with this? We lose a little bit of time in Pearlshaw, but we then head south.
how much time?
Less than a day.
As long as we go to Crest sometime soon, we can help however way. But we can't put that off. We have to go get that situation taken care of.
Right. Okay. So we're decided we'll talk to him about it in the morning.
That seems fair.
Okay, then I'm gonna go to sleep.
What about the rest of you?
Sleep.
No. I need to ask you a question.
Ask who a question.
The one who just said he's about to go to sleep.
Malek?
I mean,
Yeah.
you can just tell me that, hey, don't go, real quick.
I'll grab you. Like, just indicate to stay. It's actually more a meta question. I just don't remember the information she gave me, but I might as well ask it in character because she has no intellect. She's probably forgotten.
Do
Do I need to start humming? Do I need to start doing some like dramatic sibling music?
I'll take it off of light and cheerful. That's probably the best.
Do the sexy saxophone.
No.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I've been really trying, baby. Wow. Wow. Trying to hold back this feeling for so long. If you feel
Wow.
the way I feel, baby, then
I
come
think
on.
we're setting the wrong
Ooh.
kind of mood here.
Come on. This is what the DM
bye.
requested. So. Oh.
Hey, you guys go to bed now. Bye.
I'm gonna walk away.
We
till
should
Have a
they-
good night.
literally
Wait.
say that to them.
Yeah. Hey guys. Good night.
Fuck off.
I'm already walking
Wait.
away, and I'm pulling out my divination stone a ways away where no one can hear me.
I just kind of give them a really weird look, like, okay, sibling drama time.
Good night.
Night. Y'all are a trope of your
Avada.
own.
You mentioned Avada before. Has that got something to do with
Yeah.
Luca? I'm asking because I Volley, do not remember.
Is this out of character?
No, the question is like, you'd just be blatantly straightforward, like, Avada, is he something to do with Luca?
Loosely.
So we should definitely be finding them then.
Sooner than later, yes.
If it comes of a choice between following either lead, you know we'll be following Luca. I'm here for that, right?
I greatly appreciate that. But if you feel strongly towards doing the pirate stuff, I'll understand. It is important.
It is, and I'm not blind to that. Whatever that was completely wrecked to the side of the ship, and the captain seems most concerned about it, but at the end of the day, you are my family. So that's not even a question. But we have to tread carefully with the others. They obviously are not as involved in this as we are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to split everyone up. It's extremely dangerous, but I wish there was a way to do both.
I think what Leon suggested is probably the closest course of action for that. But
Well,
to be perfectly
well,
honest,
works
you're
out.
awkward. I am definitely awkward. We need their people skills, and they are pleasant company to be around. There are things that I can do, like hide and sneak and steal, sort of. But sometimes actually talking to people is useful.
Right.
We just have to be careful. That was it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Also, you can turn into a bear. That's very, very cool.
Yeah. All pretty new at that stuff, but it's pretty exciting, I guess, is one way to look at it.
Yeah.
It certainly is fun. Strong individual, so getting to do all that, fill that kind of a role is satisfying.
Do you want to see something cool?
Sure.
I cast darkness on myself.
Okay. So
shit.
you guys are sitting there having a talk. Clara says, "You want to see something cool?" And then you just see nothing.
I just turned into a cloud of darkness.
Malik, you can't see anything at all. The stars seem to wink out. It feels like you are essentially in pitch black.
Oh.
And then drop the spell.
Oh, hey, there's the world.
Okay.
Wow. That's really cool. Scary.
Yeah.
Useful?
I'm hoping so. There's a trick to it from transporting from one darkness to another, and I've only really just learnt some of these skills within the last day or two, actually.
That might be really useful later.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'm going to bed. Good night. And then she stands there like awkwardly for a minute. I realise that you know that moment when you both realise you're going to be going to the same place after you said goodbye? Yeah.
We say goodbye and like walk next to each other.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep. We're done.
Okay, so with that awkward conversation, you two walk off and head to bed. The other two, I assume, are already in bed.
Yes.
And that is where we are going to end it tonight.
Oh, man.
Dun,
So I'm gonna have to like write down all my arguments for the captain for next week because I'll forget.
Aha!
Prep. Homework. You have homework.
So, take us out, Blood.
Oh, right, yeah. So I guess we should go around and say goodbye to everyone and shout where you're on Twitter and a quick line about how the episode went for you and how much you enjoyed it. So let's start with Casey.
I had a good time this episode. I liked when Malik turned into a bear and Caloray threw that pitch at the other boat. That was freaking awesome. And I'm on Twitter. I'm Child of Ginevra. Check me out. I tweet a lot. That's it.
Cool, wicked. How about the one that we can't see, Onyx?
Yep, you can find me on Twitter at OnyxQWE. And my favorite part of the session was still probably throwing giant barrel at the other ship and it exploding. Either that or the revelation that there's totally not magic cannons.
Non-magic cannons.
Mm.
Let's go over to Arch.
You can find me on Twitter at arch_DND, as well as here on Twitch under the same name. Eventually, I'm going to be streaming, pending that I get in time this century. My favorite part was things that I can't talk about because they're in private messages. But beyond that, I also loved the whole pirate combat ship thing. Thought that was pretty fun. It was a good way to get some action in there without direct typical combat.
That was cool. I think we did better than I thought that we were going to do at that.
Me too. I was so afraid that you guys are gonna be like, "What's creativity? I'm just gonna board and start hitting people with my fists." And then it's like, well, what if we throw this barrel and make it blow up? And I'm like, I like that.
Fuck yeah.
That's good. Yeah. Shooting the captain, sure, go for it. Some music, fuck yeah, why not?
That
Rock
music
concert.
fuck yeah moment was amazing.
We're really good at naval stuff.
Yeah, we like.
How long do the temporary HP? How long does the temp HP last?
They
Forever.
Rested,
end
it's probably
on
not.
a rest.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
So you guys lose the temp HP, but
It's okay. I can do it again.
Yeah.
yeah, because now you'll gain back your bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my key points, which I realised was at like 29 minutes past 5. Yeah, fuck it, I'll burn them. All right, and then finally on to Neil.
You can find me on Twitter at Bardic Martin. I thought that was cool. I added things to our map that no one can see unless they're in Roll 20. So
I saw them. I liked it. It's
Hang
good.
on a minute. I might be able
know.
to put it in.
I hope that you guys can erase that, but
Why?
wasn't really thinking. I don't know, because I just don't want it to clutter up the map forever.
But it's so beautiful.
Yeah,
No, it's actually a better way of historically documenting what has occurred.
Yeah.
Because I used to in my old campaigns, I used to just do like a red line showing, but I like this better because it's more of like a storybook.
Yeah.
I like the snake up top is probably my Picasso.
Oh, definitely.
I can't see the snake. Oh my god.
Rip Onyx.
No.
It's
What? No.
way.
It's Casey.
Wait, Casey.
But yeah, I finally
Rip
got to
Casey.
train into it. Obviously,
Literally
the
no
best
idea what
part.
happened.
No, I can't.
You
I can't
destroyed
read
it, Casey. Can't even see your face.
Oh,
I know.
no.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's the end of the thing.
Cool.
Finally,
Ah, fuck this. You can just see my background instead. Screw you guys. It's the end of the night. I can't be trying to fix it now.
Sorry. Sorry. I was trying to go up to see the snake because I wasn't looking at it, and then somehow it X'd me out of my the videos.
You broke it.
I broke it.
I don't think I can erase any of those and start drawing
Don't.
them again. Okay,
Don't,
well, yeah.
don't get rid of them.
I'd like to retry them. Some of them. I can't. Because I don't think there's an erase button that won't like erase the map as well.
I think Arch can do it, just not you.
Arch can.
Okay.
Alright, for me, I think I had two really fun moments. One was like actually being able to do something with another player during an attack thing, and I love doing those. Synergy is fun. I like that quite a lot. Chucking the barrel was a genius idea. The fact there's a giant bear with this tiny human woman on the opposite side of it chucking a barrel onto a ship, that was great. My other favourite moment was actually watching the pictures being drawn because no one else could see them. Just seeing this boat being drawn, and I was like,
Yeah.
I think I know who that is, but I'm not going to say anything because it'll interrupt the flow of the story being told right now. And then lo and behold, it was exactly as I thought it would be. Yeah, that was fun. You can find me on Twitter at blood_BTP. You can find me here on this Twitch channel on a Friday night, Saturday night. You can find me on Skaga's channel on a Tuesday night. Check out my feed because the White Vault is coming up in October and I'm one of the major characters on there. I'm so excited for it to come out. It's going to be so good. I'm also part of another podcast coming out next week called Baylor's Bastards, and that is just stupid D&D. It's so good fun. But yeah, keep an eye on my Twitters, that's where most things are. Check out the bloodthirstypuppets.co.uk website because that has the spice system, which we're developing at the moment, so go check that out for some of the system. Well, descriptions of some stuff in the system anyway. Other than that, need to thank Kevin MacLeod for all the free music because it's free, I don't have to pay for it, and it's great. Incompetech.com, which I totally remember to use this week. I'm really, really on it. Other than that, is there anything anyone wants to shout into the void? No? Good.
Nope.
Excellent. In that case, time at the bar, bitches, and we shall catch you on another night. Good night. Jets hands.
Bye. A hat.